Hello my lovelies. Well, it's a wet and wild day out there and I'm just going to keg a stout that I made 2 weeks ago. Used Voss to ferment it out. Last minute, it's a really nice stout. It's David Heath's version, it was very similar. And I decided last minute that I was going to make it an oatmeal stout. And I sort of dumped some more ingredients in and I forgot some. Ended up I had a 20% of wheat and barley in there. So when it comes to a boil, it went from 33 litres in a 50 litre pot, that one there, to pretty much over the brim. I've never seen foam like it. But I thought it was going to be a drain pourer, and I thought, well, I'll ferment it anyway. I had Voss Trub, so it didn't really cost me anything on that score. So it went off, and it didn't go down that low because I mashed at 70 because I wanted like a real good mouthfeel on it. And it's going to be about 3.9%. And I've actually had a few tastes out the fermenter, and it's not too bad. It's all right. So I'm going to keg it and I'm going to give it a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to, maybe even a week, and I'm going to see what it's like then. I had a half a pint last night straight out of the fermenter, and it's all right. Maybe a touch thin, but I'm going to give it a bit of time and see. So I'm going just about to keg that. I've got it connected to a keg at the minute, sat at 10 psi and at 1.2 degrees. So I'll keg it, and then tomorrow I'm going to brew a lager. Hopefully that'll be a grain to glass. Half the time I forget these things and I just post it before I do the drinking. So yeah, it's Tricky's lager, or the Dude's Brews. And I'll probably do a little bit of footage of that on the brew day. Nothing too boring because I've done so much of it before and it's out there everywhere. So I'll just quickly get this going on the transfer, and then I'll just show you what I'm doing. I think I've done that before in the past, but you see a lot of questions about these transfers, so I just thought I'd show my take on it. Right, so let's get on with the transfer. Right, so there's the offending stout. There's the keg. I used the fermentation I fill the keg with water, use fermentation to push all the water out of the keg, so you know it's just CO2 in there. Then I fill a 2 litre bottle with a carbonation cap screwed in the top with Star San, pressurise it, tip it upside down. You could use a pipe, a bit of pipe off the end of the carbonation cap down to the bottom of the bottle. I just turn it upside down and inject it into the keg with 2 disconnects connected to the keg and to the 2 litre bottle. I make sure that you don't suck any air in there, so it's just the liquid goes in, usually about 1.5 litres. I'll give it a good shake around in the keg, leave it for 10 minutes, and then I'll purge that out using the CO2 from the fermentation. So it pushes through all the dip tubes, and basically it's just lovely and sanitized in there, and it's only CO2 in there. So this is oxygen-free transfers. So I've got the outpost on the keg, so it goes down the dip tube to the bottom, so you're not getting too much foaming or splashing. Then I'll connect it to the liquid out on the fermenter. You see the liquid start to run. Obviously, if you just left it like that, it would build up pressure and then stop flowing. So I've got a purged line, I'll disconnect each end. So onto the in, and then return it to the keg, to the fermenter, and then you'll have CO2 coming out of the keg back into the fermenter to replace the displaced liquid, and I'll just let it do its thing. Because that liquid is at just over 1 degree, 1.5 degrees, you will see a condensation level appear on the bottom of the keg shortly. It takes a little while to happen, but you can sort of track how full the keg is, or just watch it go up the return pipe, and then it won't go all the way up to the top. It'll just go up a bit. So, I mean, the keg will be a bit overfull then, but it is what it is. That's how I do it. All right, so let's get weighing up these ingredients for this lager for brew day tomorrow. All right, it's 7 a.m. I just added my acid addition to my water, heating that up. Currently at 24. I'm brewing inside today because it's a bit nasty out there, heavy showers. So I'm in this very cramped space. Lots of grain boxes, I seem to be collecting that. And yeah, grains all weighed out. Additions are mixed in there as well. I like to put my additions in with the grain, so they don't settle out. Just it right in amongst it then. And yep, heat up for mashing in. Mashing in complete. Recirculating with a Sergeant Sparge head thing. And set a timer for an hour. Temp is good at 67, where it should be. PID's flashing away nicely. I really recommend these. They're the Easy Boil. You've got to get them from America, but it's basically a PID with a few extra features on it. You can control your boil rate, so it's a voltage regulator as well. I don't use it to its full potential. There's timers on it. You can set it to automatically increase the boil after the mash is complete after an hour. I don't use any of that because I just have a timer on the Brewfather app and I go by that. But yeah, the instructions are typical instructions for a PID. A bit difficult sometimes, but it's so easy to control. Literally, if I wanted to change the mash temperature, I could just turn the knob and then press it to set it. If I want to flick from mash to boil, you press the button, you're in mash mode, and you flick it to boil mode. That is simple as. It's brilliant. Absolutely love it. Right, I'll see you at the next stage. Right, mash complete. And straining a grain. I get a bit of a squeeze in it. Grab a pre-boil gravity measure. Everything went okay. pH was a little high, 5.5. It's meant to be 5.3. Still within the window. I watched a video that the dude did on lagers the other day, yesterday actually, and he mentioned that Brewfather often gets their pH slightly wrong, so I think that's the case. So we're 24 hours post yeast pitch, and let's have a look. I'll have a look at it. So she's fermenting away nicely. I have a fermenter tip just so I can get access a bit easier on there. It doesn't really affect it at all. Nice lava lamp, and I've got it connected through here, and this keg's full of water and it's purging it out, so it'll just be CO2 in there, and then basically I'll connect a 2 litre bottle of Star San with a carbonation cap on the top, pressurise it, invert it, squirt it into the keg so no oxygen goes in, just the Star San. Then I'll give it a good shake around and purge that out. It also gives the yeast a bit of time with no pressure because it's just well, minimal pressure purging out that water. And then after 4 or 5 days, I'll start ramping it up, pressurize. So yeah, she's away. In probably 9-10 weeks time, I'll be drinking a lovely Marzen. Well, I promised a grain to glass, and providing I can put all the bits together, hopefully we're going to get there. So this is a Marzen, not a lager like I kept banging on about at the beginning. The lager is one I was going to brew after this, but I ended up brewing oatmeal stout. So yeah, lovely crystal clear and pretty good head retention on it. It's nearly 6 weeks. It probably do another week or two. It does get better and better all the time. I need to brew a double batch of this so that I got some in the keg when it becomes good, because I always end up drinking it too early. It smells malty. It tastes malty. There's a little bit of sweetness there. I took this to a party New Year's Eve 2 nights ago, and everybody said how easy it was to drink. It's 4.7, but it does go down really, really well. Too well, probably. I suffered nearly all day yesterday. So yeah, I'm pleased with it. I've just done before I did the stout, I did another Marzen. Pretty much the same recipe, slightly different. No video of that one. But I did my first decoction mash, which went fairly well, just on a little gas stove. Took out, I think it's just under 10 litres to take my mash temp from 65 to 75 at mash out. So that last 15 minutes. Took a bit longer because the gas bottle on my little stove was running out and I didn't notice. And as soon as I switched the gas bottle over for a new one, it just roared away and took off in no time. So that's something next time when I do another decoction I'll be aware of. And I'm gonna try and keep some of this one back for at least another 6 or 8 weeks so that I can try this one and the decocted one side by side. And if I can remember, I'll do a video, just a little short on that to sort of say my thoughts. But I'm not don't have the most educated palate in the world, so it's like pretty much you take it or leave it, what I say. But yeah, I'm pleased with this. It's a good beer. Well happy. Well, Happy New Year to you all. I hope 2026 brings you everything you need. I won't say everything you want, because that'd be silly. Everything you need and brings you happiness. And I will see you fairly soon for the video on this Keezer build. It's coming along nicely. I've just got the plumbing to do. A big collection of videos on that one, which I'll piece together. So, Happy New Year, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one.